Good morning, my lovely people. Welcome to Loved Again and Forever. You're going to get a very blurry version of me because it's not even that early in the morning. I've been up for hours, but I'm heading to Scotland today, so I'm not particularly put together. I haven't even had coffee yet. But anyway, I thought I would come on and speak to you. I kind of had an idea when I was in London I would do this. But London turned out to be very much about me filling my own cup, me getting clear on why I was in London, why I kind of, at the worst time possible for the family, upped and, put other things as a priority. I got a good friend's birthday party, some me time, some other things. So that left, that pretty much what came out of it for me was I had fallen into an old pattern of putting me at the back of the queue. And that was even in terms of this group and, in terms of everything. I wasn't honouring myself. I wasn't honouring my own needs. And by some, of course, as always happens, by some kick up the ass given to me by the universe, I found myself in London. Not necessarily hadn't necessarily planned to go. I knew there were events on. I could have gone, but I hadn't made a decision to. I found myself there. And it became very clear to me when I was there. And I had some time out of the family, away from work, and a lot of time where I wasn't required to be anywhere, be anyone, just be me and be close to me. Really, where I've been sabotaging myself is probably the best word. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Because the question that kept coming up and keeps coming up, and I don't have a firm answer to that yet, but the question that keeps coming up is, what do you want? And I am, if you've worked with me, if you know me at all, you will know that the very first thing that I get you to do before you even start thinking about the current situation you're in, is start imagining what you want, where you want to be. Now, it doesn't have to be fixed in stone. That's the thing that is really important about setting a plan or having an idea, a clear idea where you want to go. It doesn't have to be set in stone, but it needs to be clear enough and exciting enough and realistic enough for you to start making moves towards it. So, that's a question that you need to ask yourself is, what do you want? What do I want? And I was doing a lot of that when I was in London. I've been doing a lot of it anyway, but it's been in my head, and I don't know about you, but in my head it doesn't work. I need to have on paper, I need to have it, whilst I'm meditating, I need to have it in lots of different ways. Whilst it's in my head, it's very easy to push to the back, it's very easy to push to the side, it's very easy to ignore, and it's very easy to put myself to the back of the queue. That's what I've been doing. So, what do you want? But the more important question, and this is the one that I didn't want to answer, and it's the one that you don't want to answer, and it's the one that stops you actually making that plan that's going to move you from the shitty place you are now, the stuckness that you're in at the moment, the comfort zone that no matter how miserable you are, it's comfortable. And that question is, why don't you have it? Why don't you have it? What's stopping you? Now, if you're anything like me, you'll come up with because she, he, they, it will be all about the circumstance you find yourself in, the people that aren't supporting you, the people that need more of your time than you need yourself. It will always be that the first place that we look is always out there. So we're looking outwards and we're looking to blame or to find excuse from the wider world and the people in it. However, acknowledge that's a good starting point. Yeah, they are part of the problem, but the problem is me. So if they are causing me X, Y, and Z, where am I? not honouring that in myself. First thing that came up for me, I'm pleasing people. Yet again, I've been running courses since the beginning of the year about boundaries. And here I am, not setting boundaries. Why? Because it's an easier, quieter life if I just give in to other people. Especially when it's not, when it's not great big things. If it doesn't, if it's not something that I feel so passionately strong about that I cannot swallow it, I found that I was giving in. So I was giving in to other people's desires on how their life with me in it should be. I was giving in to other people's fears. I was giving in to other people's stories. I wasn't pulling people up. So I wasn't being a good partner. I wasn't being a good friend. I wasn't being a good coach to an extent, because I was buying into other people's stories because it was easier. So, people were saying, we need training on boundaries. And we put together a package and then we say, oh, I can't afford it, or I don't have time. And I was saying, I understand that. I understand that completely. The problem with that is, if you don't have time for you, who else will? If you don't make your priority, who else will? And I was doing that in my relationship as well. Instead of following my dreams, instead of pushing everyone else's bullshit to the side and following my dreams, saying, this is what I want to create, I was trying to placate and do both at the same time, splitting my energy. Doesn't work. It doesn't work because I'm not being true to me. And if I'm not true to me, who else is? So why don't you have it yet? What are you not doing? What are you not accepting? Because this is what it comes down to. And this is why so many of us never get what we want. We never follow our dreams. We stay small. We live small. We get resentful. We get angry. We get bitter at the world and the people in the world because we're not prepared to be honest with ourselves. We're not prepared to look at where we're not honouring ourselves. I went through it for a while. I went through it for a few months. I make absolutely no bones about it. We have to do that every so often. We have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired before we're prepared to do anything about it. But when you are prepared to do something about it, that's when everything changes. Not even when you're in the process of doing the work. Of course, when you're doing the work, everything changes like this. When you take responsibility for you, for your happiness, for your dreams, when you embrace the woman or man that you need to be in order to grow and become the person who will live those dreams, it changes. It changes like this. Making that decision, honouring yourself, that changes everything. Blaming other people, well, that's just what we've always done. If that's what we've always done, we'll get what we've always had, which is dissatisfaction, which is something to complain about, which is not living our lives the way that we're supposed to live it, not living on our terms, not living fully. Unless we're prepared to be honest with ourselves, unless we're prepared to take the same inventory on ourselves that we so quickly take for other people, we're going to be the ones sitting in a rocking chair, aged 85, 95, 73, who knows how long we have, regretting everything we didn't do. Nobody ever regretted taking a chance. Nobody ever regretted the worst things in life that turned out to be the best things in life, because that's the way it works. Those moments where you think, nothing can be worse than this. I will never survive this. Those are the moments you look back and you say, that made me. That changed everything. Those moments where you think, I'm not brave enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not courageous enough. but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to be willing to take a step. Those are the moments that when you're sitting in your rocking chair, you look back and say, thank you. Thank you very much. I can't say strongly enough, I can't say clearly enough. If you want something to change, you need to be the change. You need to be the one that makes that change. And that first change is taking responsibility. You are where you are because of every single decision you've ever made. And those decisions can be non-decisions. Those decisions can be deflecting decisions and allowing other people to control your life, allowing other people to have power over your mind, control over how you show up in the world. When you're reacting to other people, you're giving them control. Take that back. Surely it's time to take it back. If you're watching it this far, here's a question for you. Are you thinking, yeah, that all makes perfect sense, and I'm going to do something about it after the summer? That's always it, isn't it? It makes perfect. We've got such great intentions, but it's always after something else happens, after the kids leave home, after I've got through this difficult period, after I've, turned 50, after. There's always a reason for not doing it now. There's always a reason to keep handing that power over to other people and to other situations and other circumstances. But when you do that, you're not living your life on purpose. You're not living your life as you were supposed to. You're not the empowered woman or man who can embrace that life. You're a reactionary. And I'm saying that as somebody who has been a reactionary and falls into that trap. I'm not talking about perfect living here. It's not like we step up and we stay up. We have to keep maintaining and we have to keep stepping up. So I'm not putting myself in a different category from you or from anyone else. I know what it takes to step up and to keep up. And I also know what it takes to take your eye off the ball and fall back. I don't want to do that. I don't want to live small. I don't want others and their fears to interrupt my grand plan for life. I don't want to buy into your fears. I want to make my fears my friend, and I want to look through, and I want to reach for the stars, and I want the life that I'm imagining, and I want the relationships that my heart's calling for. I want all that. And my choice is today to go for it or to stay small. It's that simple. I can stay small. I can live the easy life. I can let other people's fears, other people's stories, other people's beliefs infiltrate my thinking. I can please them and not please myself. I choose not to do that today. Today I choose me. Today I choose my dreams. And today I know that what's right for me is right for everyone. So it's not a case of putting other people behind me. It's knowing that when I'm true to myself, I'm being the best version of myself I can be. And that works for everybody. My family, my husband, my friends, my clients, the woman in the bar that serves me coffee, anyone at the traffic lights who's trying to overtake me. It works for everyone because when I'm the best version of me, everyone gets the best version of me. So, what about you? What do you want and why don't you have it yet? And thirdly, what are you prepared to do about it? Are you prepared to ask for help? Are you prepared to put you ahead of the game? Are you prepared to put you before everyone else? Are you going to invest in you? Time, emotional resilience, financially. What are you prepared to do for you? If you want to talk about it, you know I love to talk. So I'm going to put my calendar link just at the bottom of this. Book a call and I will very happily help you move from stop where you are at the moment onto the right path, pointing in the right direction with those first 2 or 3 steps, clearing your mind, because that's all it takes. You don't need to know the end. You need to know where you want to go. You don't need to know how you're going to get there. All you need to know is the next right move. Once you make the decision to take that next right move, you set in motion a train of events, a train of, oh, thank you. I don't know who's watching. I'm assuming it's Caroline. I don't know if it is. I set in motion a train of events and it's life-changing. But you need to make a decision to do it. You need to make a decision to stop playing small, to stop buying into other people's bullshit, to stop buying into your own bullshit, to stop settling, to step up and become the woman or the man you're supposed to be, the woman or the man who does embrace their dreams, the woman or the man who will not settle a second more, who will not fall into the trap, handing their power away and reacting and blaming, becoming victims. Yeah, of course we're all victims, of course we all fall into it. God, I could do another live stream for an hour on all the places that I could see that I was being a victim over the last 2 or 3 months, where I could see that I was allowing myself to buy into those stories. We all do it. We're human. And we're never going to be anything less than human. But that's the beauty about it. That's the beauty, being able to accept yourself. Say, God, look at me again. Look at me. I've done it again. There I am blaming him for not loving me. Oh, and where is my self-love? Where are my boundaries? Where's my me time? Where's me putting me first? I can blame him, but he's mirroring me. Do I feel judged? It's never about judgment of somebody else. It's just a story I've got in my own head. That's the only reason I hear it. I don't hear the other 3,000 million words that are coming at me each day. I only hear what I'm also judging myself about. I'm not prepared to do it. Are you? So just to reiterate 3 questions. What do you want? Why don't you have it? What are you prepared to do about it? The answer might be, very honestly, nothing. I still get something out of doing nothing. I still get something out of reacting rather than acting. And that's fine. At least that's honest. At least you're being honest with yourself. That's the biggest step. That's where you need to go before you're going to make breakthroughs. You need that level of self-honesty. If you can say, I'm just not prepared to do anything about it. Or you can say, honestly, why you don't have it yet. You're already on the right path. But I'm going to go now. Maybe even put some clothes on that I'm talking to you, my dearies. Have a wonderful day. I'm not taking my computer. I made a decision. I'm not taking my computer. I'm going to Scotland for the first time in 6 years. I'm going to see my family. I'm a bit nervous. It's not going to be an easy ride, but it's happening because I was true to myself, because I put the right boundaries in place, because I refused to allow them to have power over my life and how I felt about me. And that changed everything for me, and it changed everything in the dynamic. So I'm not taking my computer. I will have my phone. I might even show you some beautiful scenery from Scotland. In the meantime, book a call. Let's get you moving out of your comfort zone. No matter how miserable it is, it's still comfortable, isn't it? And get you answering those 3 questions. What do you want? Why don't you have it? What are you prepared to do to get it? And if it's something I can help you with, even better. And don't forget, until the 30th of this month, you can buy the Empowered You programme, Embracing Your Dreams, for €847. You don't need to use it immediately. You can wait until the end of the summer, or whenever that point in your mind is. But it's only going to be available at €847 until the 30th of June. If you want to put a deposit down on it, you feel free to put a deposit of €100 down. Just send me a message and I can organise that for you, and then you can book those 6 sessions in at any time you want. But that will give you access to me during the summer. It will give you access to me when you hit that wall, when everything feels difficult and you've nowhere else to turn. You'll have access to me one-on-one. I'll answer any questions that you've got. I'll give you any direction that I possibly can. And I'll also give you a very long and very intense questionnaire to get working on for the course of the summer. So that's what I can do to help you shift out of shitty thinking and the comfort zone that's not actually that comfortable at all. That's what I can do for you. What are you prepared to do for you? Have a great day. Bye.